You would like to know how I ended up sleeping on a couch outside my brother's trailer? It's because I'm professionally lazy and financially irresponsible. But I am also extremely intelligent, and I am aware that down here, having all your teeth makes you a supermodel. And I'm gonna find me a husband.
Do you reach for your purse on the first date?
Yes, always. To show my fake kindness.
Yes, of course. I do it. It's like a guilt thing. I always reach to like show them. Well, okay, the other day, I dug around in here. I felt my wallet and I just kept digging. And he was waiting for me to finish digging. And then he finally just paid. But I wanted him to think I was nice.
Yes.
And then, of course, they pull it out and I say, oh, are you sure?
The "are you sure" is good.
Feeling absolutely humbled. I just go home with this guy in an Uber. Like, we're like pretty close vicinity, you know. So he's like, what's your address? Like, I'm gonna put it in the Uber to see how much, like, whatever. I live 3 blocks away, so it's not that big of a deal. This guy looks at me and goes, sorry babe, you have to walk home because the Uber is $7 extra if I drop you off at your apartment. He said, that's a lot. I've never gotten the ick faster than I just did right now. So I'm walking home alone at 2 in the morning. And let me just say, this is the same man that has asked me out like consecutively. Like, he works at a hedge fund. You don't have $7 to drop my ass off 3 blocks away.
Was this man really trying to be a prick, or did she do something that extremely turned him off earlier in the date? But low-key, I think she's turned on because women are usually turned on by jerks and a-holes. I bet he can spin the block and get back with her later.
I don't want to say this, like, but I am. There's not really any, like, men these days. Like, you know what, like, masculine men. When I'm talking about masculine, I don't mean, like, bulk dudes, like, like dumb right now. I'm talking about, like, masculine men. Like, where are those guys, you know? Like, someone like my brother and my dad, they're
what makes a masculine
what do you
man?
want in a masculine man?
Like, change a tire type?
It has nothing to do with looks. It's just a guy who can just, like, support you and, like, no jealousy, just, like, you know, it's not easy dating me, you know, because, you know, like I said, I'm kind of like an alpha, you know, so I got to meet someone who's more alpha than me.
So you want more alpha, you don't want a beta.
No,
because a lot of
absolutely
alpha homegirls that I have a little bit more of a beta boyfriend situation.
Because I have dated someone that was very, very a yes man, and it was very sweet, but then it gets boring.
Unpopular opinion, but ladies, you want to be submissive to your man. You may not agree with what I have to say, but hear me out before you chew me out. You see, in today's day and age, there is a negative connotation tied to the word submission because we have these bum-ass guys who expect their girls to respect them, let them lead, take authority over everything while still treating them like an object. Those are not the guys that you submit to. That's not what I'm talking about here. But if you think about it, a woman in her feminine energy will naturally want to submit to a man. Why wouldn't you want a man to do his role? Which his role is to protect, provide, lead. A woman's role is to nurture, provide comfort. And when you look at it from this perspective, a healthy submission is mutually beneficial. And people believe that submitting means the man has the final say and that your word doesn't matter, but that's just not the case. True man will value your opinion because it holds weight. I want you to think of submission to a man like the vacation that you deserve. Let him plan the date. Let him pick out the outfit that he wants you to wear. Submission is easy when there's someone to be submissive to, just like a man will love you if there is someone to be loved. I don't care what you have to say. Most women that I have come across are extremely loyal and submissive. They just need the right person to bring that out of them. It's biblical. God said it best. Man first, then the wife. Can't tell me otherwise.
Guys, these women can put a spin on being feminine all they like. She's still saying that her femininity is conditional. A woman who is naturally a lady does not need to put conditions on any man. They need to stop all this blah, blah, blah talk.
You know what just gives me like a little tickle, a little giggle? When women are on this like, oh, you can't get a man because you're not in your feminine energy. Like, you're too in your masculine energy. The fuck did you think? What did you... Excuse me? Because I'm out here thinking women, we're the most educated group in society. We're out here making the most money. We pay our bills on time. And most of us are still shaving our legs. I mean, the fact that It is like a societal task for me to aesthetically fix myself for no damn reason, which takes hours upon hours, and yet I have to be at the same job the men are at for the same hours that they are at it, making the same amount of money they do, and I still have to pop a child out of my pussy, feed that child, raise that child, ensure that they are a normal functioning human being, because when have we ever seen a man do that on his own? What is the contribution that I'm looking for? At what point, on top of all that, am I supposed to adjust my energy to attract a man? They don't know anything. They don't do anything. They use one product for an entire shower. I mean, think about just that. It's not giving what it said it's supposed to give. So my energy can be however the hell it wants. You do something about it. I'm cool over here. I'm cool.
Good Lord, if you're not into men, you're into women, just say that. And I think this woman is a single mom. She just had a kid. I hope she did not have a son by the way she seemed to be repulsed by men. But it's crazy how these be the same men they lay down and have babies with.
Y'all, I just been sitting here in this car looking at the view, and I just been thinking about my grandbabies. Like, y'all, I want my grandbaby so bad. Ain't nothing in this
She want to be a grandma so bad. You didn't got no kids. How you skip the kids and go straight to grandma? A grandma is crazy.
Do you need a woman to meet you where you at? I think for dudes, for me, like I'm an aggressive spender in terms of like my assets and stuff like that, you know. So I'm spending. I'm one bad deal away where I could be check to check. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, for me, I'm not in a position right now where I could say confidently I could just take care of somebody.
That's
now,
very transparent.
no,
Yeah.
and that's what it is. Now I'm making money. I'm making over 6 figures, but I still understand that I'm one bad deal away from now I'm living back to how I was before I got my job.
Yeah.
So me, I'm not looking for women I got to take care of. Now, if that's who you are, yo, there's dudes out here playing that game, and I'm not playing that, and I put my hands up and say that's not the game I'm playing. So if that's the game you're playing, and like that's what I said, you know, even with AD, we had our conversations. Like I've always been transparent that I'm not that guy. Now, will I take care of you? Will you have to pay the mortgage? No, because I already got my crib.
Right.
Will you have to pay for some of your car notes? No, but
I
there's
say this all the time.
But there's some stuff that I might need your assistance with, like you know what I mean? Like
I know that's right. She got to bring something to the table. She got to be a helpmate. Period.
From a young age, I'd already decided what I wanted in terms of trajectory of getting married and having a family. My favourite show for years was Say Yes to the Dress. I just love seeing the whole process of picking out wedding dresses and all of that. I've always said to myself from when I was younger, literally, I need to have had a child by the time I'm 30, otherwise I'm having no kids at all. I literally have to be married by 24. I need to have my first child by 25 and my last child by the time I'm 30. That is the order, and it's not switching up. If I haven't had a child by the time I'm 30, I'm not having any at all. I refuse to be an old mum. That's not the life for me. I don't want to be 40-something years old and having to drop my child to and from school. Like, huh? Like, no. If it's my youngest child still being young, then yeah, cool. But my oldest child needs to be a teenager when I'm in my 40s. Like, and also I want to be able to have kids and my parents are still young enough to be able to, like, you know, look after them, all of that. I don't want my parents to be, like, elderly by the time I have children. Like, that's just rubbish. And I know society's trying to push the thing on women now, saying, oh, you don't need to have kids young, you don't need to get married, live your best life, this and that. Yeah, whatever. You feminists can come and say you want to live your best life and this and that, and you don't want to be a mother and you don't want to do this. Me, I want to have children. I want to get married. Like, call me whatever, I don't care. I know what I want, and I will still try to get it, even though I'm in a generation where it's like, you know, it's a bit harder to do so. And I just don't really like how, like, nowadays, if like a female and a guy like get married at like a younger age, like say 20, 21, 22, 19, people was just bashing them, saying, oh, you're too young, this or that, like you shouldn't be getting married at this age, you shouldn't be this or that. But then people will praise people for being a teen parent, and it's like, why are you praising people for being a teen parent, but then you're bashing people for getting married at a young age? Like, it doesn't really make sense to me.
But a lot of these women love to say this when they're younger, and they have no idea that by the time they get 30, a lot of them end up wanting kids later. A lot of them change their minds every time.
My ex was a great guy. Like, even after we broke up, still sending me flowers to my apartment. You know, like, just a great guy, but for somebody else. And we didn't break up because of anything that he did to me, anything that I found out or anything that I did to him. We literally broke up because just of small things that led me to understand that this was not my husband. And so I needed to make room for my husband by exiting that relationship. But I'm telling you, the way that he treated me within this relationship was so good. He's raised my standard. And you guys know that my standards are already high to begin with. But my ex treated me so well in our relationship that it was like, if the next guy, he's made it harder for the next.
Kevin Samuels, the GOAT, once would say, "You can't make this shit up, homie. You can't make this shit up." The nice guy will always finish last. The good guy will always finish last. So I tell you boys, have a backbone. Have respect for yourself. Have love for yourself. Too good, enough that she wants to find someone even better. Who she's not gonna find. And this is what happens is 10, 15 years down the line, maybe even 5 years, she's gonna come back, knocking on that door. "Hey, can you let me in?" And you say, "Fuck no. Fuck no." Sometimes they'll leave and they'll go to see that grass ain't so green on the other side. And I'm telling you, homie, if you do everything you can do as a person, have respect with that.
That's right. And her ex, whoever this man is, I hope he see her social media and how she's out here just talking about him every turn she get. And I also hope he don't take her back 5 years from now, like the simp that he sound like he is. But that's all I got in this video. You guys drop a comment down below. Let me know what you think about what any of these ladies had to say. Be sure to hit that subscribe button, like the video. Thanks for watching. I will see you in the next one.